Okay, we're back. This is a point at Fireside Chats where I want to talk about one of each of the 40 Canadians that's being violated by the Government of Canada. Today we're going to talk about my friend Rob Bell. I met Rob back in 2012 and it was really around, I guess, early 2013 when we really started becoming friends. And that summer we had a great summer together. He's probably about 18 years younger than me, but our birthdays are about 3 days apart, and like me, he has PTSD. So there's something about Rob that he just feels like a younger brother to me. As that year progressed, however, things started changing. And I look back now, and it was right around the summer, and there was something that Rob actually said that I look back on now that explains a lot. It led up to a climax really around January 20th of 2014. That was my life's sole suicide attempt. But there were things that evening that didn't make sense that led up to that event. I'm not saying Rob was the cause of it at all, but Rob was one of many people who was in the picture that evening. And there were things that happened that at the time felt like they were skits, that they just didn't seem to make sense. For 2 weeks after my suicide attempt, I didn't hear from anyone. The phone didn't ring at all, not one single call. Any messages I left were not returned. I now look back and I realize that Bell Canada was blocking my phone line, that it was trying to push me over the edge, as it has been doing for 2 years. And that's why everyone wants me quiet, is I have the proof for this, and there are thousands of followers across Canada that have been following me for over 2 years that believe me and understand the story. What happened with Rob is I never heard from him either. We were close friends. We didn't say this in words, but there was a genuine feeling that summer that we were going to be friends for life, that we were loyal to each other. And after a suicide attempt, I never heard from him for weeks. And I called a few times and there was never a return call. And it really hurt me because I thought this was a good friend, and in a time of need they were completely off base, off limits, I guess is the word. And I struggled with it for a while because I couldn't understand it, and I couldn't understand how a close friend could not support me in a time like that. And Rob and I have never talked about that evening. Anytime I bring it up, it becomes a huge argument within about 30 seconds, and we drop it. I looked at the situation, and for months I couldn't reconcile it. I couldn't forgive Rob. I could not forgive my friend for abandoning me during a time of darkness. And that bothered me because then I became, in my eyes, a hypocrite. I had promised someone my friendship and loyalty, and when it came down to it, I just couldn't deliver. So that made me a hypocrite. So I turned to God and I said, what do I do? I want to forgive this man, and I want to be his friend, and I want to be loyal to him. How can I forgive him? What do I do with this hurt? And that's what it was. I couldn't let go of the hurt. I still cared for Rob and loved him as a friend, but the hurt just couldn't let me forgive him. And I got an answer from God, and the answer was, it's okay, just forgive him. That's exactly what God said. It's okay, just forgive him. I never got anything else. And I looked at Rob and I thought, Maybe you deserve forgiveness. Maybe you had a lot of criticism in your life and a lot of disdain, but not enough forgiveness. So I can let the hurt go away. That it's still okay to forgive Rob. So it's weird. I have forgiven Rob. I've let go of the hurt. There was something that Rob did that allowed me to understand that we were the same. We were the same. It was the summer of 2013 and we're still good buddies. So that's a good spot to be in. What I'm doing is important. This country is in a constitutional crisis. There are over 40 plus Canadian families who are not allowed to freely express themselves. They're not allowed to freely assemble. They're not allowed to have freedom of speech. So their constitutional rights are being violated. And that's a serious thing. Because my understanding is, if part of the Constitution is violated, then the whole thing is violated. It's not like you can pick and choose what you want to use out of the Constitution. I only know a very limited amount as a layman, but I think it would be great to hear from a constitutional expert what they think about this story. I know that this is wrong. I know that it cannot continue. My life is in danger, and I fear for that. So I'm asking you to do one thing. Write 5 names down and email your friends and family and say, this is an urgent video, you gotta watch this, it's really good. Thanks for coming to the first Fireside Chat with Where's My Canada? I am David Sullivan Nesbitt, the creator and founder of Where's My Canada. You can find me through a Google search. I'm on Facebook and Google Drive and Twitter and YouTube, of course. And so I hope you enjoyed the first Fireside Chat. Please share it with your friends, it's very important. And I look forward to seeing you the next time. Bye.